2034, 10 years from now, what does your life look like? Is it different? Is it bigger? Is the media bigger? Is the blockchain bigger? Has your life changed? Are there Mario Juniors running around?
Look, my goal is to be less of a, I'll just use, what's that? I forgot the name. I'm just going to use the worst example, but Rupert Murdoch. So my life is going to be less like, in a news anchor like Joe Rogan, for example, more than Rupert Murdoch is the only name I can think of, but someone who runs a news network. Again, Rupert Murdoch is the worst name to kind of compare to. Yeah, exactly. But what's that show that's made behind
Succession?
Succession, the main guy there. So it's like, I want to be the guy that builds the network, facilitates it behind the scenes, and I have different people leading it in different departments. So I want to be the platform. I want to be able to have, so I want to become the platform for uncensored news and bringing different polarized sides together. That's ideally, of course. If I achieve that, I'd be very grateful. I want to be able to have real impact. The perfect epitome is having Putin and Zelensky on a table. That's like if you want to imagine the place I want to reach, would be to that level of Xi Jinping and Taiwan president meeting together. So the Palestinian prime minister and the Israeli prime minister sitting there. So meetings that change the world we live in to that level. So that would be like the ideal goal and the ideal mission, while in the crypto community running one of the biggest incubators, while still looking the same because biohacking is working and my health improving. So that's like the ideal life I want to have, and live a peaceful life with no drama. It would probably be a mix of all things. I don't think I'll get to a level where I can get Putin and Zelensky on a table together, but I'm going to try. I don't think my life's going to be drama free, that's for sure. And I don't think that biohacking is going to keep me looking like this and feeling like this forever. But if I do, that would be great.
I like that. Do you think we will live in a future where someone in the media can literally make a change that'll change the world forever? Like, we've never really seen a figure like that could bring people together. Do you think that we will?
I think we're seeing mini versions of that already. Joe Rogan, which you mentioned earlier because of his interview with Elon, is one of such examples, Lex Friedman, etc. I'll use Joe Rogan as an example. He's given voice, the mic, to people that have never had the opportunity to speak or that were censored. And that is having an impact. That is opening, the pandemic is the perfect example. If not for shows like Joe Rogan's, like yours, and like others, we would be living in a very different world than where we live in today. The amount of censorship that happened during COVID, again, I understand the craziness of when it first came, the confusion. We never dealt with a pandemic like this in a very long time. But at the same time, like, to see censorship, they now know they can achieve such control and censorship. When I say they, it's people in power, not some secret society. I'm just politicians and organizations and governments and wealthy people. So they've realized how much influence they can have and how much control they can have because they did it during COVID. What's to stop them what's to stop this from happening again? Well, it is shows like Joe Rogan, like what I do on a smaller scale, and like what others do. And that is already having an impact on the world. Can someone or a group have a bigger impact on the world? Yes, there's been a lot of interviews that have had impact already, a lot of influential people over the decades that were interviewed by mainstream news and their voice was heard. But I think it could be taken a step further. I think if news outlets could build, like, which Western news outlets are respected by Russia? Which Russian news outlets is respected by the US? It makes it very hard for one of them to bring both sides together. But I'm grateful that people from Russia and people from the US, politicians from both sides, come on my show. So if more people do what we're doing and bring both sides together in whatever the topic is, then you can actually take it a step further. Then you can have not only one influential person having a voice on your show like Joe Rogan or mainstream news over the decades, but you have two influential voices coming together and speaking. They might speak behind the scenes, but meetings like in WEF, in the World Economic Forum, I think that was the first time that Mandela met with the South African Prime Minister or something like that. It was the first time, or I could be wrong, or it could be first time a delegate from the Palestinian Prime Minister or Yasser Arafat met someone from the Israeli side, something along those lines. I think that was it. At the World Economic Forum, behind the scenes, I'm like, what if you put meetings like this at the forefront publicly? And then it just makes it just makes all their followers, it just makes it much easier for them to reach a deal behind the scenes when publicly they're seen speaking and the world could digest a deal reached between Palestinians and Israelis, or a deal reached between Ukraine and Russia, or Taiwan and China. Things done more transparently. So that's, I really want to play a bigger role to achieve that, hopefully.
Hey, do you want to profit from crypto? Then join my DeFi Academy. The Crypto DeFi Academy will help you create generational wealth. But don't take my word for it. Listen to my students.
When I first got into crypto, I remember thinking to myself, I need to learn more. Brian Rose, learning crypto, learning DeFi, gotta do it.
I am so grateful that I jumped in and did this. I had to break through some limiting beliefs that I can do this, that I can afford this, that I can be in this.
It challenges the things that are deeply rooted within us.
Joining DeFi Academy has been one of the best decisions I have made on my blockchain journey.
This course was a life changer, a game changer, a huge eye-opener, coming from knowing practically nothing at the speed of the learning over 4 weeks was just fantastic.
The information you provided in this class was invaluable.
I feel far more confident in my next steps.
You took complex concepts and made them easier to understand.
What's different than so many other ones is it just doesn't tell you what to do. It actually makes you do it.
This is for people who are serious about becoming traders. This is the way it should be done.
I realized from this learning experience again that it is not about what you learn, but about who you learn it from.
The energy was insane. I've never experienced such incredible energy on a live call. Brian Rose, you are a legend, my friend.
It's the only thing in the market where you can get all information and learn everything what you need to know.
Everything is so clear and so well done, and I'm just forever grateful for this program.
It made me feel so much more confident about crypto than I did before.
I did not anticipate how passionate I was going to become about it.
This course has been like a big learning experience for me, not just in the crypto space, but just in overall balance of life.
What I've learned is, how to take ownership, of my life in a way that I really hadn't before.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that, really.
I would recommend it to anybody, top notch.
Excellence does not come cheap. So if you want excellence, you got to pay for it, but it's so worth it.
Pull the trigger. That's what this course is about.
You're not going to regret it, really. It's amazing.
Thank you, Brian and team.
So what are you waiting for? Crypto is happening now. Click the link below, submit your application, and let me mentor you on how to create generational wealth and build the decentralized financial infrastructure of the future.